So you want to start playing Smash Bros in 2025 and you don't know who to pick. Well, that's why I'm here. Today we're gonna find you a perfect main to start playing right away. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Before picking a main, you want to outline firstly what your aim is. Do you want to play professionally and get really good at the game? Or do you want a character whose combos are easy to learn? Or do you just want a character that looks cool? Now, after outlining your aim, you then want to filter out the characters that don't meet that aim. For example, if I wanted to choose a main whose combos are easy to learn, I wouldn't choose a character like Ice Climbers, for example. So, to save you guys the trouble, I came up with a tier list of characters whose combos are harder to learn than others. Now, this list is mostly subjective and should only be used as an advisor more than a guide to who you should play. As you can see, characters like Sheik are higher up on the list based on the technicality of how their combos are inputted. This might not mean that at the start the character is necessarily harder, but the skill cap is drastically higher than a character like Little Mac. Next, once you have filtered out the characters you wouldn't play, the next stage is to jump in training and try out characters you would. Back to the example of choosing a character based on the difficulty of their combos, I will jump in training with Luigi. Firstly, getting a feel for the character and trying different moves, and if you're happy with how he feels, then the next stage is to play some games against the CPU. Start off with like a CPU level 3 or level 2, just so you can ease into playing somebody else. However, if you're not happy with the character, which is totally normal, then go back to the tier list and try someone else, maybe Donkey Kong, for example. It's important to remember that you won't get it straight away and practice makes perfect. So if a character doesn't feel right now, maybe practice with them a bit and see in the next few days or so. You won't get extremely good after a few days, but if you practice, you'll understand the character a bit better. I also want to point out that this method shouldn't limit your playing experience, and if you want to try all the characters, the best way to do this is by playing a casual online game but choosing a random character. This will ensure you get a feel for the whole roster, making it easier to choose the perfect main for you. Now that you have played for a few weeks trying different characters, you have finally chosen a main. Now, this doesn't mean that you stop playing other characters at all, but it just means that this is the character you now want to get better with. There are hundreds of tutorials and combo guides for your character, and there is no limit to how creative you can get. It's up to you now how far you want to take it. You see, Super Smash Bros is a game that takes a wide variety of iconic Nintendo characters, and some of which who aren't even from Nintendo. With that being said, there are characters who you have seen before which can probably alter your choice, and by all means should. If you're someone who loves Splatoon, you might be pulled to choose Inkling as your main. This method is even more effective because of the love you have for the character, which creates a deeper bond and more passion for practicing. I hope that this video has been helpful in making your choice of who to main. I also want you to know that this is just an advice video and shouldn't be taken as the be all and end all. If you found this video useful, please drop a like and a comment, and if you really found the video useful, you could subscribe as well. If you didn't find the video anything, you should do those things anyway because you can't win. Now the most important part, you guys are probably wondering who is the best character to main in 2025. Well, if we take into consideration all the factors and all the questions asked, then it really boils down to one character. Now, the one character who is the best to main in Smash Bros in 2025 is